With the fairly exciting news of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster, or remake, or whatever you want to call it, release coming this July, the nostalgia for these classic Tony Hawk games are in full effect, and I'm loving it. And while I'm super excited to jump back into Pro Skater 3 and 4, there has been recent news from the Birdman himself, Tony Hawk, responding to the overwhelming amount of people that are excited for 3 and 4, but want a Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2 remaster just a little more. So he goes out and he says that he would love to do it and will, quote, campaign all he can to make it happen. So, by my guess, if the Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake does well enough, they will continue down the line and do Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2, which I absolutely need in my life. It'd be very exciting to see, but seeing as that's potentially a while away, I wanted to go back and take a look at some of the Tony Hawk games in a retrospective format for each of the games, or at least most of them. As I've already ranked the series, and that was about a year ago, but that is a video you can check out when you're done here if you want to see that. So today I'm going to be talking about Tony Hawk's Underground, but from the title and thumbnail you probably already knew that. So before we get into Underground, hi, I'm Keegan and I like to talk about games. If you like what you see here and want to see more of what I've done and what's to come, consider subscribing to support the channel, as I greatly appreciate it and would love to have you. But anyways, with all that out the way, getting back to the video, let's take a look at Tony Hawk's Underground 22 years later, or looking at Tony Hawk's Underground in 2025. So releasing in October of 2003, Tony Hawk's Underground, or Thug as it's also known, would change the formula from the previous 4 games in the series, the Pro Skater series, and take a more wacky and kind of personal approach. While Pro Skater 4 had a campaign mode in a way, this was a way better story, and more of a story in general. But before we get to the story, let's go over some gameplay first. So Underground plays a lot like Pro Skater 4, just cleaner. While still arcadey, it flows very well. Can't speak for other versions of the game. The newest gameplay features added to this installment was the groundbreaking ability to get off your board and walk around, which helps you get to hard to reach places and set up combos way better. While it works well enough, it is very sensitive and a little floaty, making it extremely easy to fall off structures and piss you off in the process. As well as walking, we now have the ability to drive vehicles, which is pretty horrendous. It looks like shit, it plays like shit, but it is a fun gimmick for this game. It wouldn't be too bad if certain missions in the story didn't center around it. Other than that, not many new gameplay features were added to the game, except for maybe some new tricks. I know the only one that comes to mind is the wall plant. Overall, while some gameplay features don't matter, the game overall still plays pretty well to this day. Graphically, the game looks pretty bad, but that's a given in today's standards. It's not unbearable by any means, but it does stand out sometimes, mainly when I'm close up to NPCs. There's certain shots in the story modes where you just are in the NPC's face and it's kind of hilarious. It just looks goofy a lot of the times. Still fun, just goofy as fuck. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's a certain style with these games that, while don't look the best, still work and feel good, and it's not too bad to look at, so kinda bad, kinda not type of deal. But I guess the next step moving forward would be to talk about the story. Now, it's not this very deep or profound story, but if you haven't played through this yet, you're not missing much, but I still will throw a spoiler warning right here, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you can go to this point in the video. I don't know how much substance you'll get, because I think the majority of this video is going to be the story, but either way, with all that out the way, let's dive into the Tony Hawk's Underground story. Now, also a little disclaimer, I'm not going to go over every single mission or task or nothing like that, just kind of try to brisk through it, highlight more of the main story stuff, and just kind of what we're doing. But just going to try and glance over it, just saying. So, our created character lives in New Jersey, a random skate punk kid with dreams of being a professional skater. And with his best friend Eric Sparrow, with not much going for them, they'll end up embarking on this wild journey through the states and even other countries, and it all starts with a pro skater coming to New Jersey for a demo, Chad Muska. So they go on the hunt for some tickets, doing stuff for the locals, and after getting said tickets, we get to see the demo. We see an opportunity to get recognized for our talent and follow Chad Muska all over town to show off our skill, and he notices.
what's up, man? That was a sick line you had back there.
Whoa, Chad Muska? I'm a huge fan.
Dang, man, that's some ghetto ride you got rolling, though.
Yeah, but I'm pretty broke. I gotta make it last.
I hear you, man. Back in Vegas, I had no money, no place to stay, nothing, man, until my first shop sponsor hooked me up. So why don't you head down to your shop, check out their riders, and try to get hooked up. And yo, Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
It's pretty rad. You don't know how bad I wish this would happen to me when I was a kid. That wouldn't have happened to me as a kid, as I was pretty shitty at skateboarding and still am to this day. Anyways, he suggests that we get sponsored by our local shop and hands us one of his pro model boards, which is also pretty rad. So we go to our local skate shop, which is ran, for some reason, by a legendary skateboarder, Stacy Peralta, a Dogtown legend, and fun fact, was the one that actually discovered Tony Hawk when he was younger and put him on his team, the Bones Brigade. Anyways, so we prove ourselves to some of the other teammates at the shop and get the request from Stacy Peralta to make a video with different tricks and new spots, which won't be hard as dipshit Eric fucked with some of the local drug dealers. Now we end up leaving town to hide out in Manhattan, New York.
Big bad New York. Peralta will be pumped if we can get some footy from the Brooklyn Banks, Veterans Memorial, the Pyramid Ledges, and 78 Water Street.
So this level, after getting past the first level, that was just a setup. This level is all about shooting a video for Peralta, which we do so. With a clip here and doing some tricks over a burning cab there, we end up impressing Stacy, and he puts us on his team. And he wants us to go compete in the Tampa Am contest in Tampa, Florida. So after running a few errands for him in New York City, we get it done and make our way down to Florida in Stacy's hippie bus.
One busted taillight. Violation. One bad bumper sticker. Big mistake, you punks.
It's not our car, man. We borrowed it. We like cops.
Aren't you white meat supposed to be out fighting real crime? Like figuring out where that missing sprinkled donut went?
Oh, that's real funny, smartass. Kiss your little roller skating contest goodbye. That is, unless your buddy here wants to do us some favors.
Well, it doesn't start off great, as Eric is arrested and we end up doing some errands for the police in exchange for our buddy, which, sadly, we decide to do. Small favor here, help the locals there, and eventually we do get Eric back, and he decides to do even more crazy shit. Breaking down some of the mayor's campaign signs, and we even steal a cop car, going on a chase around town until we ditch it in the water and potentially off some cops in the process. Well, it's time to skate again, so we head to the Tampa Am to practice for the upcoming competition.
Park's closed to the public.
Now check the list. Eric Sparrow, a.k.a. the guy who's gonna win Best Trick tomorrow.
AKA Cocky Knucklehead. Okay, you're in. Whoa, easy there, Chief. The list's all checked off.
What? You signed us both up, right?
Well, I mean, I sent my form in, you know.
Dude, look, I'll sign up now.
I told you, the list is full. Feel free to watch from the bleachers, though.
Look, yeah, I'm sorry about this, but anyway, I gotta go skate. I mean, this could be my big break. And who knows, maybe you could impress the pro or something and get in too.
Well, fuck. So Eric is a little dirty bitch and didn't sign us up for the contest because he's scared. Because we're obviously better than him. A little fuck. So left with no hope, we get another chance skating with some of the other skaters outside the park, and none other than Tony Hawk sees us and wants to skate with us. We throw down and Tony is impressed and even gets us into the contest. And now it's time to do what we came for. We participate in the contest and obviously crush the competition, including Eric's little punk ass, and get the chance to ride for a team. Now there's Flip, Element, Birdhouse, and Girl. Now we head out with our new team to San Diego.
Hey, what's up? You get in from the airport okay?
Yeah, are you Todd, the team manager?
Hey, look, I gotta finish this meal before I go out to eat, so here's my skateboarding 101 spiel. The more coverage you get, the more crazy tricks you land, the more tours and free gear for you, okay? Just push yourself, show us your Skittles, and everything is cool.
Skittles?
Skills! Skittles means skills. What are you, from Idaho? Hey, look, the filmer's here to shoot some other guys. Go piggyback with them and get some coverage, all right?
Meeting up with our team manager, Todd, he says that it's time to get some footage and coverage, which is nothing new. So we do just that. Meeting other teammates, skating and filming, getting coverage. After we do get some good coverage, it's time to party. And Todd leaves us in charge.
What?
So we get the party together, we get some girls, we put up some flyers, and we even help the band find their instruments. Now that the party is ready to happen, we go and do what we do. Although we don't get to see it, sadly. We just black out. So yes, we all get blackout drunk, and look who's back, the little b****. Either way, we need to find our team for the demo and set everything up. And we do just that, getting the team together, finding them wherever the hell they are, getting our boards back, and etc. All in time for the demo, which was a small turnout, but that's more from the game's age. We impress some kids and some other people around the area, and we move on to the next level, Hawaii, to film our video.
All right, you rats, here's the deal. We paid for your trip to Hawaii. Getting sick footage is your job. Bomb around and find some interesting spots. And we're gonna premiere our video in Vancouver at the Slam City Jam, so don't half-ass it. We hook up in 3 days.
I personally love Hawaii as like a map. It's got great atmosphere and pretty easy to collect lines. It's always been one of my favorites. I like some of the secrets that are here too. Either way, we're here to film and we do so. Crashing some weddings or mild destruction. We even get laid. Enter a contest here, and you know, for some reason later in this part of the story, we end up making up with Eric.
Sup? Check out this clip from Wallows.
Whoa. And that's some heavy footage.
What you got going?
I have some secret spot I just found. It's pretty gnarly. I'm gonna shoot it later today.
That's cool. Give me a ring if you need help shooting it. It'd be like old days.
And we search for the ultimate spot, which of course we end up finding thanks to a local. We find a dope rooftop spot that we want to film, so we call our buddy up.
Eric, I found it. Get up here and bring the camera. Can you believe this spot?
You serious? You miss your Ollie, we'll be sending you back to Jersey in a coffee can.
Todd said he wanted something big. This is it.
Get some shots and, you know, do that skating thing, and of course, the cops show up. Instead of just giving up, we do the craziest shit ever. We decide that we're going to do a trick over the helicopter, and we do just that, pulling a McTwist, or if you're not fancy, a 540 over the helicopter. And it's time to move on the run.
Tell me you got that.
Hell yeah, I got it!
I can't believe I did that. That's the best thing I ever filmed.
It's the best thing anybody ever filmed.
Stay where you are. Here's the 411 on Vancouver. We got our video premiere all set up. One problem. We don't have a freaking video! If your footage ain't done, get it. And if it is done, help set up for the big event. Got it?
Now we're in Vancouver for the Slam City Jam contest, but before we do, we go off and do some last minute tasks, helping the locals and hanging with the team, get some last minute footage for the video that we're going to premiere, and before said premiere, we drive everyone down.
Did I miss my part?
Part? You weren't even in it. But Eric's part ruled. He did the sickest rooftop gap I've ever seen. Roof to roof in Hawaii. 40 stories up.
What the? That was my trick in my spot.
Time like to introduce our newest pro, Eric Sparrow! Eric's on his way to the Moscow Invitational, and his first pro board will be coming out in 2 months.
You poached my shots. Where's my footage?
Oh, man, I couldn't bring myself to tell you. See, there was this thing at Customs.
Lying secret.
Hey! We go way back, so I'm gonna forget you just did that. Hell, listen, I got 3 parties to hit, but, you better go rest up for the amateur contest tomorrow.
Just need some basic information from you. You're a pro? They entered you as an amateur.
Someone made a mistake.
Yeah, but this time we're going to sign up for the pro contest because all of them, even if we are still an AM. We mess around in the skate park until the contest where we show everyone up, winning every contest from street to vert until it's time to go head to head with Eric for the best trick or best line, I think it is. And we of course beat his ass.
Just decide to enter yourself as a pro? I should kick you off the team.
Hey, I just won. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you got balls as big as boulders, but you pulled it off, so congratulations. Listen, you gotta start thinking about your board graphics.
You guys are taking me pro?
You just won a pro contest. You are a pro.
Now, finally turning pro, we get our own pro model and we head out for some unfinished business in Vancouver, but before we're almost left behind, and now it's time to go to Russia.
Mother Russia, home of borscht, potatoes, and the world's biggest skate demo ever. All the press will be here looking for this year's best new pro. Now the demo doesn't start for a few days, okay? So stay the hell out of trouble.
So now in Russia, we hang with the locals, as we do, and we ended up hanging out with Tony Hawk and Bam Margera for some unknown reason, but it's cool. We end up cool with Eric again, which is just fucking ridiculous at this point, like, this dude. But anyways, we're cool with him now. We go around helping the locals, getting more coverage, skating, doing the shit. Same old, same old.
It's so good. We can't go skating right now. Look at these tanks.
End up going to a demo, and with Eric, we do doubles and we jam it out for a little bit. And after the demo, Eric gets a little drunk with one of the boys and wants to take a tank for a joyride. Because why not? Sure, this won't bite us in the ass.
Yeah, Bam's gonna be so jealous when he finds out about this.
Dude, stop it!
Oh, yeah, come on to the bridge! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Do a Smith grind, man! Woo!
Dude, come on, Eric! Dude, Eric, come on, man! Open this thing! Let me out! Man, come on! Eric!
When I saw him steal the guard's keys, I knew he was up to something stupid. I tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen.
There's $700,000 in damages you're responsible for, no?
No, absolutely not. I mean, not me. This kid doesn't even skate for us anymore. Get the check from the parents. The kid's off the team.
Well, fuck. So obviously, as you've seen, we get kicked off the team and left behind in Russia. Which, can I say, is just messed up. Even if we are off the team, how you gonna leave us in a foreign country? That's just absurd. Didn't even bail him out. Just said, nope, you're not on the team no more. We take no responsibility. Garbage. Well, we get out of jail and try to figure out our way back to the States and back to New Jersey. With some help from the people, we do some favors for our new Russian friends and end up even sneaking out of Russia in this half-ass Splinter Cell fucking mission to head back to the United States, and we go back to where it all started.
We just raised my demo rate to 5 Gs. I need 5 in my hand or I won't skate. I don't care how many kids are waiting. Well, look who's here. I was hoping to see you. I never got to thank you for handing me Best New Pro back in Russia.
You still don't get it.
No, homie. I got it all. My own company, 6 cars in my garage, a record deal in the works, and what do you got, huh? Food stamps?
You go ahead, keep telling yourself you're happy. But it ain't about the money.
I can't believe I'm wasting my time with this jackass. He probably skates for minimum wage. See ya.
You'll see, I'm not going anywhere. I still got a few real friends left.
And Eric is his same old bitch self, but now, after everything, we want to show people the true meaning of skateboarding. It's not about the money, it's about the culture. So after reconnecting with some old friends from the neighborhood, even creating a new trick, we get an idea.
I've got an idea. I want to do it right this time. Show the kids what skating's really about.
Now you're finally making some sense. What's the plan?
We start our own team.
I like it. Now let's find some guys who share our same philosophy.
I'm on it. I'll track down the best pros and sign them up.
Perfect. And all we need to do is find a great name for our team.
So basically, we decide to make a skate team with some pros from all over the board to make a video like no other. So you go and you can choose from all the pros that you can come across through the game, like Tony Hawk, Mike V, Bam Margera, Bucky Lasik, all that, and more of course. Rodney Mullen, you know, lots of pros. You do some challenges at spots from all the levels that we've been to, and we make the video. Until...
Jeez, man. I think we broke the piñata with that video. We can't even keep up with orders.
Oh, how cute. 2 little skaters and their ghetto shop. Heard your video went over pretty good. I guess kids dig that goofy soul skating crap. I tell you what, I'll buy you out for $500,000 right now. I got my checkbook.
I told you. It was never about the money.
Right, I forgot. Mr. Pure, I should have fixed you back in Tampa.
Tell it to your posse. We're through. I've got everything I need.
Not this. Remember? Hawaii, building jump, helicopter. That was some sick footage. Too bad no one ever saw it.
You backstabbing, mob-flipping cockroach.
Hey! What do you say? One last trip around the neighborhood. Winner takes the tape.
This bitch still thinks he can outskate us, even though he tries to block us at every chance he gets because he knows better. And he challenges us to beat his best line around the neighborhood for the footage from Hawaii. And, of course, as if there was any doubt, we do just that.
I'm still better than you! You got lucky, you little punk! Slam City Jam in Tampa were nothing but lucky, little bitch! Get back here! You ain't nothing! I know I can kick your ass!
There is an alternative ending. If you played the game before and you go back and replay it, you do get this kind of funny alternative ending where you actually just knock Eric out for the tape. I like this. I think this is canonical, personally. And of course, after you beat the game, you unlock the level Hotter Than Hell, which is just a Kiss concert. It's really weird, but super rad, and I felt like I had to mention it. It's probably the worst level of the game, but it is fun to mess around with, especially there's a little Easter egg in the game, in the level, where if you collect the Kiss letters, they'll perform a song for you. It's pretty sick. And that's really the end of the Tony Hawk's Underground story. Fairly simple, but so much fun. It's goofy and wacky, and I love it. While it's aged a little, it still hits all the spots for me. The gameplay works well in the story. The only thing I don't like about the story and the game as a whole is the driving mechanics and driving vehicles and stuff. I don't like that certain story missions kind of are tied to that, a lot of main ones too. I don't like that mechanic. Everything else in the game works well enough. Kind of going over the levels, I'd say my favorites are probably Tampa and Hawaii, but to be honest, every level is pretty good. I can't think of a bad level in this game other than Hotter Than Hell, maybe, but it's not really bad, it's just kind of eh. And it's all backed by one of the best licensed soundtracks of all time, with tracks from Kiss, of course, NoFX, Bad Religion, and much more, like Rise Against, Alkaline Trio, some of my personal favorite bands of all time. Between this, like these Tony Hawk soundtracks, and getting into bands like Green Day and Blink-182 in my preteen years, this turned into my music taste that I still obviously listen to this day. It's like my personality, so I have a special spot for all these Tony Hawk soundtracks. But with this game, Underground, and the 2 games that I plan to talk about after this video on the channel, are some of my favorite soundtracks of all time. I listen to them frequently to this day. And the story isn't the only game mode here. There is Create a Goal, which you can obviously create a goal, duh. And there's even 2-player modes where you can free skate with a friend in any of the levels, or play graffiti, horse, and much more. It's such a good time. More modes would come in the future, but this kind of set the standard of what's to come, and with what's lacking in maybe extra game content is made up for in the story and the levels. The Create a Skater is top notch here. Obviously it would only get better as time goes on, but for the first time, just kind of breaking away from the Pro Skater formula, I think that they did great. Personally, I adore this game. It's a huge part of my childhood. I know I've said that a couple times here on this channel, but this game is really special. And I've replayed it over and over again, and it never gets old. Even coming back to it years later, it feels like I'm right at home, and I do hope this game gets a remaster, and as well as Underground 2, because you gotta put both of them together. Not because it needs it per se, but because the new generation of just skateboarders are missing out on this game. This and the Pro Skater series is what got people into skateboarding, a lot of people. Not me personally. Actually, the first time I got into skateboarding was because of a skate movie called Grind, which I would love to talk about sometime. Maybe I should start a movie channel, I don't know. But I think it deserves it. I mean, this game is really lightning in a bottle. Honestly, the first 6 or 7 titles in the series really kind of are. They only get better as time went on, in my opinion. This game deserves a remaster and extra love. I'm so happy to see this series making a comeback. It's been too long, so overall, has Tony Hawk's Underground held up after all this time? For the most part, yes, it has. Other than the small issue I have with the game, like the driving, everything about this game I love. From the story, the levels, the soundtrack, even just the general gameplay, I do love it except for that one gameplay thing. And I hope that we see it again very soon. As much as I feel goofy for saying this, if you do want to get a remaster for Underground 1 and 2, you gotta buy Pro Skater 3 and 4. Because if they don't make enough money on it, they're not going to see a point in making it. And Tony Hawk, as rich as he is, he probably doesn't want to sink all his money into doing that. And to be honest, the Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake does look good. I know the Pro Skater 4 timer thing is kind of sucking, but I did hear that you can change it to an hour, which is weird to me because, well, what's the point of changing it to? What's the point of having that timer? I don't know if it's a mechanic thing or whatever. Either way, I'm sure there's ways around that. We can still get used to it, and it'll still be nice to see those levels again either way, but without going too far and all that, this video has gone on probably long enough. The game is sick. It'll always be a favorite of mine, just like the next 2 that I want to take a look at, but anyways, if you made it this far in the video, thank you. You're awesome. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to share, like, and subscribe to see more of what I've done and what's to come. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do. It's just been real busy lately, so bear with me. Hit the bell while you're at it to stay notified whenever I post. But what do you think of Tony Hawk's Underground? Have you ever even played it? If so, what are some of your Underground memories? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And would you like to see this game get remade or remastered or whatever the hell? I think it would be sick to see, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for coming, and thanks for watching.
Oh, get a look at that. Or should I say those? Time to kick into Toddy Smooth Boy. How about, hey, for a fat guy, I don't sweat that much. No, that's not true. I sweat a lot. Stronger, more confident. Oh, we'll go funny. Sure. It's a needle, but moves like a sewing machine. Yeah, a little tweak on that one, that'll work. That's good. Breath check. Pits. Sweat stains. Minimal. Wipe down the mustache. Yeah. Hello, ladies! Nice legs. What time do they open?